Real YouTubers improve their mic quality. I was gonna do a different intro, but I realized my mic was in the wrong place when I started singing. Okay, so I literally just woke up, which is kind of cool because the first words I've spoken today are to you guys. Anyway, this is super good. So, for those of you who don't know, because of the current situation in the world, all of our events for competitive Pokemon and for competitive pretty much everything, as far as anything that takes place in real life, have been canceled. We don't have events anymore, which is a bit of a drag, personally, if you ask me. However, while many esports immediately moved online and many esports were thriving, as far as I can tell, well, maybe not thriving, but at least many esports and serious competitive games moved online. There was not really any communication from Pokemon and about what was going to happen to our circuit and what was going to happen to the players and to people who wanted to compete. Because frankly, Sword and Shield is an amazing VGC 2020, I should say, is an amazing competitive metagame for VGC, and yeah, it just kind of was looking like it might just disappear. And so there were some community run tournaments. Obviously, we held the Champions Cup, and many other kind of local, or I should say grassroots tournaments switched to online because it is possible. However, Pokemon was in a tough position because obviously there's a lot of demand for it, and it's different holding the VGC community is actually pretty small, so it's different holding 100 or 200 person tournament, or even a 1,500 person tournament versus if Pokemon were to hold a tournament. How could they do it, right? Because it's a lot of people that would probably sign up given their reach and given how many people they can reach and how many people are looking to play tournaments right now. So you can imagine my surprise when I woke up this morning and I saw this tweet that says, "Get ready to prove your skill to the world." I would like to prove my skill to the world. The Pokemon Players Cup is coming. The Pokemon Players Cup is an open entry online tournament taking place from June to August. And everyone who plays any kind of Pokemon can compete. So I clicked on the link, it took me here. This is the information page. So first of all, the first thing to say is Masters Division competitors. So it doesn't look like they're doing this for juniors and seniors, which I personally think is a good idea. I feel bad for juniors and seniors. However, the fact of the matter is that I don't think the demand would be there for the division, and we'll talk about the numbers we're looking at later. But Masters Division competitors in the Pokemon TCG, Pokken DX, Pokemon Tournament, Pokken Tournament DX, and Pokemon Sword and Shield, using the 2020 Video Game Championships VGC format, will have the chance to prove that they're the best in a prestigious new online tournament, the Pokemon Players Cup. Not only will this event give you the chance to show how you're among the strongest competitors in the world, but you can also look forward to watching, which is interesting, lots of high-level matches between top trainers. The Pokemon Players Cup will have two stages. In July, eligible players will compete in a double elimination bracket, broken down by rating zones to determine the top players in each rating zone. Then, those top finishers will face off in the final stage of the Pokemon Players Cup in August, when the winner will be crowned as a champion of the Pokemon Players Cup and earn a travel award to a future International Championships event. Yes. Pokemon TCG and VGC competitors will need to qualify through their performance in upcoming events. TCG competitors will qualify through ranking on Shield leaderboard, trading card game, blah, 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 blah. Pokemon Sword and Shield competitors will qualify through the International Challenge May competition, which runs from May 21st, which is exactly 1 week from today, to 24th, 2020, and will use the 2020 Video Game Championship format in order to be eligible, blah, blah, blah. Make sure you bring your A game to these upcoming qualifiers so you can compete in the Pokemon Players Cup. Pokemon Tournament, or whatever. Each of the Pokemon TCG, Pokemon Tournament DX, and Pokemon Sword and Shield competitions will kick off with a special invitational event. The winners will qualify for the final stage of the Pokemon Players Cup, so make sure to follow along. Masters Division competitors in the Pokemon Sword and Shield Video Game Championships will need to finish among the top eligible trainers in the rating zone for the main... Oh, forgot to turn background music on. Well, rating zone... Where was I? In the rating zone for the May International Challenge to qualify for the Pokemon Players Cup. North America, top 256. Europe, top 256. Oceania, top 128. Latin America, top 256, etc., etc. Yeah. Good luck qualifying for the Pokemon Players Cup, trainers. Practice hard so you can prove you have what it takes to win it all. Only Master Division players who've opted into participating in all available Play Pokemon tournaments are eligible to participate in the Play Pokemon Players Cup online tournament. So, since for some reason I decided to read this to you as if you don't have the ability to read for yourself, let's break this down on what it means, okay? The first is that they are having an online tournament, right? That's the most important thing to me. The way that the tournament works for VGC is, it looks like there's two things going on here. The first is, and I misunderstood this at first, actually. Where is it? The first is there's an invitational that kicks off the series, but there's also, if you're not invited to the invitational, there's also the May IC, which allows you to qualify. So basically what this means is you have to finish in the, if you're in North America like me, or in these other regions, you can see where you have to finish. You have to finish in the top 256 of, or top 128 of your region, which will qualify you for the, what's it called? The Players Cup? What's it called? Pokemon Players Cup, yeah. So in order to qualify, you need to finish these rankings, which is frankly very doable, I think. Like, it's not super easy because people are going to take it, like, pretty seriously, but you can see that, like, a lot of the top competition in these tournaments are Japanese players, to be honest. Like, they take these competitions very seriously, and they're also just very good at the game. And so, not to stereotype, but in general, Japan is always one of the strongest regions, and you can see that they won't be counted in the standings. So yeah, it doesn't look like there's a reward for doing better or for doing worse, necessarily, or for like doing like first versus 256th in your region. Yeah, but you figure, like, you know, if you consider, okay, let's split North America and Europe to like both like evenly among the top 500 ranks. This would like basically mean that only with North America and Europe, if you finish top 500, you would qualify, right? And that's not counting Oceania, that's not counting Latin America, and that's not counting Japan. Now, that's just, you know, those are making assumptions. But I'm pretty sure if you finish top 500, you almost certainly qualify, because a lot of Japanese players are going to be in the top, on the top of this tournament. Even though there's not necessarily a reason for them to do it, they always take it seriously anyway, just because their motivation is intrinsic. Like when I played the IC last time and there was no reward for anybody, it was all Japanese players. That was pretty much it. But yeah, like, especially after day 1, day 2 and day 3, I played almost exclusively Japanese players. Yeah. So basically, you don't have to finish that high. Like, this is not an easy ranking for sure. Like, it's still like you have to work hard. You're gonna have to do well to achieve it, but it's achievable. It's not like you have to win it to qualify. So, yeah. So I think that's a pretty solid thing. I'm glad they left it open, because basically, like, with the ICs, it can be kind of, the format is best of one, and that just kind of opens it up inherently to having a lot of volatility. Like, you can run into a weird tech move, or yeah, like a weird matchup and just like lose. And especially because you can play up to 45 games, it can be a real, like, it can be difficult. So to maintain like your best play throughout, and yeah, to not get tilted. And so yeah, I'm glad that they kind of made it more lenient. Not that this is like, if you finish top 256 in your region, you should feel proud. Like, it's still an accomplishment, especially since we know everyone's going to be trying for this. However, yeah, like, I think it's still like doable. Like, and obviously a lot of people are going to qualify. We're going to have almost 1,000 people qualify, it looks like. So I think that's interesting. And the cool thing to me about this is that anyone is eligible, right? Only Masters Division players who have opted in, so you have to like make sure you can participate. Yeah, but as long as you can participate in Pokemon events, and I don't entirely know what this means, but I'm pretty sure I'm fine. So, yeah, I think this is saying if you're banned, you can't, like, you don't get to play, but I'm not entirely sure. Maybe there might be something on your page, on like your Pokemon.com page, so I would check that out to make sure that you've opted in. Yeah. I would double check that. But yeah, basically, like, anyone can play. If you're watching this video and you're not like banned, you can play in this tournament, and you can have a chance to compete against hopefully your boy will be there. And yeah, like, basically have a chance to compete against some of the best players in the world, presumably, because this is pretty lenient guidelines, so it should be doable, right? Like, if you're like a top 50 player in North America, you should be able to get top 256 in this tournament, I think. So yeah, I think that's cool. I think it's also cool they're showing not only VGC, which is, like, to me, that was at least the most obvious thing, because we have, you know, it's an actual video game with actual online, but I'm glad they're including like the other games as well. I'm glad it's not just VGC. But yeah, I think this is really cool. Like, the thing for me about online tournaments is, like, so back, and I don't know if you guys really care about this, but I'll say it anyway. But basically, like, back in the day, like, there weren't really very many. The prizes for VGC were very small, to say the least. I won regionals and nationals. My first season is first regionals, first nationals, top 8 at Worlds, second regionals, first nationals, second at Worlds. And nowadays that would win me probably over, 5,000, that's 10,000 plus, what, 7,500. That would win me probably over to $20,000. And I got $1,500 back in the day, but I got like 3 3DSs, I think. Yeah. But I didn't, like, I was happy. I wasn't, like, I never played for the money, is the thing. Like, I always played because, like, for me, the prestige is a pretty big, factor, and that's something that, for me, is missing in these online tournaments, like the community run ones. Like, it just, I still enjoy playing in them, and I still have fun, and I still will do it, but, yeah, like, there's something about playing at an official event, an official Pokemon event, that it just hits different, you know what I'm saying? And so, the fact that they're doing something that, you know, the Pokemon themselves are doing something, even though, of course, like, there's lots of other good online tournaments that I held even, and that I enjoyed playing in, but I don't know, I think it's cool, and I'm glad they found a workaround. Personally, like, it was always going to be hard, right? Like, you can't just have open signups and say, okay, everyone, we're going to do a Swiss with 10,000 people, right? They clearly anticipate big numbers because they've accounted for almost 1,000 people, meaning this would be bigger than any, like, I think, official event for a while. It's bigger than Dallas, I think, yeah. I forgot how big Dallas was, but yeah, it's gonna be pretty large. And I'm not, it's like, they don't announce here how the actual Players Cup is gonna go. Like how if it's gonna be Swiss, which is, I guess, doable. If it's gonna be flighted, I don't know. If it's gonna be another IC, but, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. But I do think it's really interesting, like, and I'm very glad that they're holding something. And I mean, obviously they anticipated that they could get, that there's going to be interest for it to play in it. So, yeah, this IC is going to be probably one of the most important ones ever, which is exciting because, yeah, like, anyone can play and anyone can in theory win. I wonder if this means, no. Do you guys think they have spectator mode that works now? Can you imagine? Do you think they have spectator mode? That would be sick. Because how are they gonna... Wait, hang on a second. Let's go through this again. You have to read between the lines, everybody. Okay, I don't think it says... Oh, I see. I'm sorry. I actually missed something important. So basically, it's not straight... I thought it was... These people go straight to finals. That's not what it is. First, you qualify. Then you compete in the actual tournament in July. Double elimination bracket broken down by rating zones to determine the top players in each rating zone. So basically, you play, if you're in Europe, you play against Europeans. If you're in NA, you play against NANs. And then, if you finish top there, double elimination bracket is interesting. We haven't had double elimination in a long time. Okay, they're not holding one 1,000 person tournament. They're holding a bunch of smaller person tournaments, which also makes sense because of time zones. So that actually makes a lot of sense. And then in August they have, I guess this is the equivalent of the World Championships. It's not the same, of course, but this is like this is our World Championships this year. So I think that's pretty much all I want to say about it. I hope you guys understand a little bit more. I hope you're excited like I am. I think this is great. I'm really happy because Pokemon didn't have to do anything, to be honest. Like, they could have just done nothing. So to see that we have something, that we have support, and that we're being recognized by the, you know, by Pokemon, by the game, or, well, by the company that makes the game, well, it's very tricky if we're going to be technical. Whatever. To see that we're being recognized by Pikachu himself is great, I think. And I'm really happy that, you know, that we have something and that it looks like it's going to be good, right? I mean, it was never going to, like, it's not ideal. Obviously, the ideal thing is probably an in-person tournament, but since we would probably get sick and die if we did that, I think this is probably close to ideal, to be honest. Yeah, like, best of one qualifier is fine because it's pretty open, and then it's double elimination bracket, which is fine because, like, what are you going to do? Swiss? You don't need to do Swiss. Like it's just basically just an X1 cut instead of an X2 cut. 256 players with X1 cut is kind of brutal. I'm not going to lie to you. However, I am not complaining. I'm very happy to have this. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much all I want to say. I hope you guys found this interesting. I am super excited myself. I think it's really good. But yeah, it's gonna be stressful to qualify through the IC. I can tell you that much. This is gonna be probably one of my most stressful ICs ever. But Yeah, no worries. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy. I hope you consider entering. I mean, anyone can do it, right? If you're watching this video, odds are you can enter this tournament and then see how it goes. So, yeah. Anyway, I think that's it. Thank you to everyone who watched. Please like and subscribe. Thanks to Pokemon for doing this, and I'll see you next time. Peace.